Assalamu alaikum everyone, welcome back to the channel. In today's video we are going to look at another 5 different companies that are in the healthcare sector. We've already done one for the technology sector about a few weeks ago. Today we're going to do the healthcare sector, and like I said before, I'm going to continue doing this. My aim is to find the best companies that are Sharia compliant in each sector and put it together a very short video to kind of give you an idea of what some of the companies out there. Then it's your responsibility then obviously to find these companies, do a little bit more digging. Again, I'm not a financial advisor, I'm just kind of giving you my opinion of what I think about the company, and obviously give you the facts. They basically give you a little bit of research, and even the research I'm going to share with you is not a deep, it's not a deep analysis. So I'm going to give you the overview, and then if you're really interested in that company, then you can do a little bit more digging, inshallah. Right, so if you are new to the channel, and a lot of you are, my aim is basically to share my journey with you. Okay, so that's the most important thing for me. I'm sharing my journey, I'm sharing basically some of the research that I'm doing, how I value companies, basically what I'm buying, what I'm selling, dividends that I'm receiving, and so on. So I've got 2 portfolios. One is a dividend paying portfolio, which is this one. So I've called basically this one the passive income. I've got about, I think I've got about 25 holdings in this section of my portfolios. Again, if you're interested to know my portfolio, please look at the last week's video. I've done a video overall to give you basically both portfolios. So if you're interested in that and you are new here, please subscribe, like, watch that video. Let me know inshallah if you have any questions. So let's start with the first company. Now, like I said, the sector that we're looking at is the healthcare sector. There's a lot of really great companies that are undervalued at the moment, and the first one that we're going to look at is Apple. Apple is basically established a pharmaceutical product, diagnosis product, nutrition product, and medical product company. Now, this company has been around for a very long time. They pay dividend. They are undervalued at the moment, and that's why I've included in here. Currently, if you basically can see here, they're trading $116 per share. The PE, but before I actually start on the whole thing, the PE, trailing PE and forward PE are slightly different. So trailing PE would basically use earnings per share from the last 12 months. So we use when we're doing the calculations for the PE, we use the trailing, so the last 12 months, so the PE, the earnings per share from the last 12 months. Whereas this one is kind of forward looking. That means we take the estimates. So what the basic analysts are saying based on what's going to happen basically in the next couple of months, basically next 12 months. So based on the estimates from the analyst, we look at their current forward PE. So it's really important because this will help us, okay, understand if this company is way overvalued or undervalued. So if the forward PE is lower, okay, then that means the company is kind of heading the right direction. Okay, so the forward PE is lower, then that means the company is heading the right direction. Okay, so that's basically, I'm not going to go into more details. It's a lot more challenging, a lot more difficult to understand, but that's basically in essence what it is. Okay, so the current PE, or the last 12 months, the PE based on the last 12 months earnings is 36 at the moment, which basically you might think, okay, that's actually quite pricey, but for this company apparently it's still undervalued. So forward is about 21, which is basically closer to what we're looking for. Market cap is about $210 billion. Forward annual dividend yield, okay, is 1.52. So that's basically what it is currently. We need to know the trailing 12 months because we want to make sure the company is increasing their dividend. So this is really important. So if you go to Yahoo Finance, you can find these 2, and this is a good indicator to tell you whether this company is overvalued. Basically, company is actually increasing their dividend or not. Okay, so it's currently the trailing 12 months basically is the forward one is basically bigger than the trailing, which is good, which is what we want to see. Okay, 5-year growth rate of 10%. Again, that's quite high. 5% or more, perfect. Some companies do 50%, but 10% is good size. Okay, dividend growth, they've been doing this for the last basically 7 years. Payout ratio only 35%. We look about less than 61%. It meets that criteria. That's absolutely perfect. Now, free cash flow is important because this is the money the company uses to pay you dividend, to innovate, to buy, acquire new company, pay debt. Okay, so this free cash flow is very, very important. Now, these days there's a lot of speculative companies out there that do not have any free cash flow, and because of that they are now basically on sale, these companies, because what is happening is, what they tend to do is basically they borrow the money from the banks and they use that to innovate, to buy and whatever, right? Because they are growth companies, and they normally do this when the interest rates are very low. Because the interest rates are now going up, okay, well, potentially might go up. If they start going up, then the companies that will suffer is the companies that do not have free cash flow. They do not have any cash lying around to innovate, to buy acquire new companies and so on. Okay, so free cash flow to us is very important, and it shows you if the company is actually heading the right direction, as well as if they are well established, mature company. So mature companies tend to have a lot of free cash flow. Now, the 52-week range, basically the lowest it's been in is about, I'm talking about the price, okay, the share price was $86 per share, and the highest has been is 128, which is about where it is now. Okay, the beta is less than 1, that means it's good. If over 1, that means it's a volatile. That company stock price can fluctuate very quickly. Then we've got profit margin. We look for about anything about more than 15%. So this definitely meets the criteria. And the return on equity is also basically looking at about 15, 17, 18, 20. Perfect. Okay, slightly undervalued. Okay, if the stock price goes up another 2-3%, this could be overvalued. Okay, that's probably why the PE is quite high on this company. So that's the first company that we're looking at, and I hope that you kind of have an idea of what some of these things are and why we've included. Like I said, it's important to know the PE, it's important to know the dividends for us as a dividend growth. We also need to know the payout ratio, so we don't want a company that's spending 100% of their basically free cash flow on basically all their net income paying dividend and so on. So if it's less than 61%, it's absolutely perfect. Right, so the next company we're looking at is J&J, or Johnson & Johnson. This is one of the biggest consumer healthcare company. They've been around for a very long time. They sell all sorts of products, from baby care to the vaccine that we need right now and so on. So it's a huge company. $444 billion market cap. So that's crazy. So they have been paying dividend. They are one of the dividend aristocrats, if kings at the moment. So let's go through and I will share with you again the same thing. So the current share price is almost $170 per share. Trailing PE is about 30. We're looking for about less than 20. But forward PE is 16, so that is good to see. That's actually is definitely coming down. All right, so the market cap, like I said, $444 billion. Trailing dividend was about 2.37. The current will be 2.5, so that means basically it's increasing. They've been growing their dividend based about 6% for the last 5 years, and 58% of uninterrupted dividend growth. That is crazy. That is amazing. So they 58 years basically they have been doing this, whether there has been recessions, whether they've been boom or bum, whatever you want to call those things, okay? Right, they have been doing this. So yeah, whether it was a boom or a bust or whatever, they have been paying their dividend for 58 years. The payout ratio is only 44%. Free cash flow of almost $21 billion. Okay, and when you look at the 52-week range, you can see it was almost up to 133 per share to now 173. It went up as 173 per share. The beta is not that bad, so almost basically 1.7. Profit margins about 17. We're looking for about 15 or more. Return on equity, again, by the way, I'm talking about myself. So if you are basically, you might say, okay, profit margin, I want it to be 20 or more. That's again your basically that's what you want to do, because obviously everybody is different. Okay, my aim is about 15 or more, and this is basically what's acceptable around. So a lot of people say 10 or more. I go for 15. Some people might say 20 or more. Again, it's entirely up to you, because what you're doing is when you're looking at the profit margins and return on equity, you're saying, is this company actually making profit? Okay, and what is the profit margin? And if the higher the better. Okay, so you might have a different view on that one. Return on equity 23%, undervalued by 40% at the moment, and is a buy. Right, so Johnson & Johnson, great company, undervalued at the moment. Possibly I might just wait. I've got about 12 shares in this company, so I might wait a few weeks just to see if it drops back, but I want to buy 3 more shares to make it a nice round 15 shares. So yeah, I'm gonna look into it, but at the moment, because I'm already up almost, I don't know, 4 or 5% on the stock itself, I don't want to, I might have to average up instead of averaging down, but we'll see. All right, so the next company we're going to look at is Lilly. This is one of the companies that, again, is a pharmaceutical company, develops drugs for diabetes and also lung cancer as well. They are currently trading $200 per share. PE is currently 30. Forward PE is 22. Market cap of $186 billion. And basically forward dividend. Okay, annual dividend yield is 1.75 from 1.56. So you can see they have grown that. Last 5 years, they've grown their dividend 8.84%. They've been doing this the last 7 years. The payout ratio is only 42, which is excellent. And they have about $5.5 billion of free cash flow that they can use to pay off whatever they need to pay off. And the range has been, the 52-week range has been 129 to 218 billion dollars. Dollars per share. Okay, so that's the share price. Beta 0.25, probably the lowest in this group. Profit margin of 23 and return on equity of 118. And this company is all undervalued. So this is one of the things that I've always said to people. There's a lot of hype companies out there where their PE ratios is like almost 1,000, and then you've got a lot of companies, the nice companies like this, that have basically nice free cash flow, paying you good dividend, okay, very stable. The beta is 0.25, profit margins, return on equity 118, and they are undervalued. So you need to start looking at this type of companies instead of just investing. By the way, there's nothing wrong with in investing in those companies that I'm talking about, the Teslas and whatever, the Squares and all these crazy companies, but you also have to have a balance, because when these companies go down, you want to fall back into this kind of company. So you need to have a balanced portfolio, all right, as we always talk about. Right, so that's Illes. The next one is Amgen. Amgen is very similar. It is one of the world's leading biotech companies. Okay, they are currently trading $238 per share. Current PE is just less than 20%, and then forward PE is about 14. $144 billion market cap and 2.8 dividend from 2.6, which is excellent. They've grown their dividend about 13% in the last 5 years, and then their dividend growth has been they've been doing this basically in the last 9 years, and then the payout ratio is only 43%. Now, the free cash flow is almost $10 billion. The 52-week range is 210 to 276, which is what I think currently, so it's actually come down quite a bit. And again, 1.7 in terms beta, and then profit margin of 28% and return on equity of 75%. We're looking for 15, but we get 75. Then the final thing we're going to talk about is the fact that it's undervalued by 37% and currently rated a buy by Yahoo Finance analyst. Okay, so everything I'm getting basically here is information that I've extracted from either Yahoo Finance or Seeking Alpha websites and other websites as well. Simply say Wall Street and so on. All right, final company that we're going to look at is Pfizer. I'm sure you know what Pfizer does. They currently trading 38.9 per share. PE ratio of almost 20. Forward PE about 11, which is good to see. This is a market cap of $219 billion. Current PE almost 4%. They've grown from 3 to 8. They've basically last 5 years they've grown their dividend about 5.8%, and then they have been doing the last 11 years, and the payout ratio again is about 42%. I think all the companies that we looked at so far is under 50%, which is excellent to see. And look at the free cash flow this company has, $11.6 billion, and the 52-week high range is up to went up as 43 per share. The beta again 0.67, profit margin of 24, return on equity of almost 25, and is currently undervalued by almost 50%. Basically, if what the analyst is saying is true, this company should be trading at the moment about $80 per share, and is currently buy. So these are the companies that I wanted to share with you. This is the health care sector. Some of them are in my portfolio, like I've shown you before. Okay, so I do own Merck, but I didn't want to include in there. I've got Pfizer, I've got Amgen. I've just bought it like a small share, so I think I've got like a 0 point something share. So I've replaced the Medtronic instead of, because Medtronic was actually a great company, but they are overvalued. So I bought this, and I'm gonna build a hopefully maybe buy a couple of more shares in the next couple of weeks. So just to make sure, because at the moment my healthcare sector, so if I go back here and show you diversification, is only 12%. Okay, so I'm going to try to get to at least 15% by adding a couple of more shares of the companies that I've just shown you. So we'll see how it goes. So Amgen is one of the companies I've included. I also have J&J in there, and I think that's when it comes to healthcare companies. Right, so nothing else has changed in terms of portfolio. I've only taken out this. I've only added this and taken out Medtronic. Final thing I want to show you, which is really important for all of us as a long-term investors, is to show you my growth portfolio. So a couple of days ago I shared with you this portfolio where everything was red. Look at today. So like almost 3 days later, this is already up by 3%. So CrowdStrike is up 3%. Two shares are now up 4%, and Tesla has always been up anyway. Salesforce is 0.51% down at the moment, so only about £2 down. So if you buy and hold and you forget about these companies, honestly, you will make a lot of money. And the stock market is not about just a market where you wake up every morning, go to and buy and sell things. It's a place where you can buy the companies that you really like, that are undervalued, just like what we've been looking at right now. Find a great companies that are undervalued for a fair price, and make sure they pay you some sort of a dividend if you're a dividend grower, and then just leave it and get paid, sleep, add to it. Don't worry about what's happening in the market. Anyway, I'm going to stop right there. Thank you very much for basically watching my videos and liking it and so on. I really appreciate it's helping the channel, obviously, and I'm putting a lot of time and effort from now on just to make sure that I share my journey, and obviously share with you some of the companies and some of the things that we basically, even though I haven't invested in some of these companies, I'm showing you what is also possible. Okay, you don't have to own the companies that I own. There are some great companies that have a great history and profit margins and return on equities that I don't own, and I can't own because I can't have that many stocks. Whatever my target is about 30. I'm already got like 26 or 27 different companies in my dividend portfolio. I hope you gain values from these videos. I hope to see you soon again. If you are new to the channel, please subscribe, like, let me know if you have any questions. Assalamu alaikum everyone, take care.